Today's date and time is, well, I'm going to say my baptismal name is Clyde Darnell Lynch. All rights reserved without prejudice. I am Prince Clyde Darnell Lynch. Equality and fairness by contract is paramount, mandatory by law. Amen. Today's time of day is 10:21 p.m. April the 12th, 2014. The original audio recording was on 4/11/2014, time 2:18 p.m. I'm going to record it from another auto recorder to another auto recorder. So I made some errors on it, and so I can correct the errors instead of writing them in or just leaving it as it is. I'm going to make the corrections when I record it. So some things I said in there instead of football head walk, basketball head walk. Classmate from elementary school, ex-employee at Bridgewater, Warren, Michigan, and still live in the neighborhood. Now, I said St. Mary's and Glendale. I meant to say St. Mary's and West Davis. And one thing is very curious. I remember Joyce Johnson was saying, they say I can get the Hummer if I make the payments. I can make the payments. Now, I'm going to figure out, that's one thing I'm going to ask, how do you get the information for the Hummer? I already know with the familiar spirit, got my connection. And then I'm going to say, she was like, if he knew what they were doing to him, he'd be mad. What they were doing to me with taking my body parts, the supernatural stuff that was talked about in elementary school and middle school, how the ghosts, witches, demon people will take your body organs and mess with your body organs, cause health problems like they're doing now. Let me hit pause. Pause off 12:25 p.m. 4/12/2014. I forgot where I left off at, but I'm going to go ahead and play the auto recording. 1:17 p.m. It was about 3 minutes ago. I seen one of the twins. There used to be one of the kids at elementary school. I don't know if they was the ones putting curses on kids, but I know football head Walt was. And the two twins girls, I remember my man Lawrence used to beat them down and call them witches. She was walking a dog. I can't recall the clothes, but when we drove by, when I drove by, she looked at her but turned her head. So I never knew where they stay at. So I guess she walked down St. Mary's between Glendale and Schoolcraft, walking a dog. I can't even recall what kind of dog it was. I was paying attention. But, I knew it was her from her backside, and when she turned her head and looked to see what was coming, she heard her turn her head back. People just tell on themselves, but now I already know. I've seen them down the street at the poltergeist, gin people house or whatever. I was told about the gins when I was a little boy before I even went to elementary school. I was told about the gins by somebody that lives around the block. So it really doesn't matter. It's just pitiful how people bother with people, and they say they are right. What they doing is right. They want to pass judgment on somebody. That's the real shame. And all of the above say what you talk about don't exist. I don't believe in that. But they go to church and praise and ask for blessings and miracles from a supernatural creator they worship. But it's called religion in a facility called church, and the word is preached by a preacher, pastor, rabbi, and or etc. And that's law. That's acceptable craziness. But the opposite, it don't exist. But there's Satan and God, a creator. Okay, so once again, the only reason why I say the date and times, because some people that I spoke with, they need that moolah. And, some people say when it's not free, it's not worth it, but they wanted 3 figures to do what I wanted to do. So 3 figures, I ain't got it. And what I'm asking to do is what I keep on saying, what I knew back in middle school. And many people stop me in public or just stare at me like, oh my goodness, he has a spirit on him. Like I said, I was in Livonia. The lady said, oh my God, it's the firefighter. Some people that I know just, I'm at the club one day. The girl just staring at me in the club. She didn't move one spot, just staring at me. Me and my man was like, man, dog, just go in there and talk to her. He didn't know I knew what was up. She had the abilities, and she was like, oh, Lord, he got a spirit on. He got a demon. I'm in Oak Park, Royal Oak. Ladies mumbling, but people don't say nothing because they feel people don't believe in that stuff, and you get in an argument with them and all. That's why people don't say nothing that has no abilities. I went to another person's house that I know. I think the demon people set him up on something. I don't know if he's still around or not. But I called the house. I know they know my number. I haven't heard nothing back, so that's the end of it. I'm not even going to try to call no more. His family member was just staring at me in the doorway. And one day she asked me to come in the house, man. I was scared to come in the house. Because maybe they had something in the hallway, to do a little this and that, but they didn't say nothing to me because they figure somebody people don't know about it, don't believe in it. They don't want to get involved, get in a confrontation with a person by saying, oh, I see a spirit on you, do you know who it might have done that did this to you? But people think you don't know, so they don't say nothing to you. But I can see them. I can see that they know what's going on, but they just don't do nothing. They don't say nothing. Some people say one lady, I was going to say something to her in Royal Oak, but I just said, forget it. She's not going to say nothing to me. I don't want to get into it because some people I met and they seen the spirit. And they said, and they told me, and they did what they had to do. What they did didn't work. And it was for free. And I didn't go back. They just did what they had to do, but I didn't go back. I know it take more than one or two tries, but it was hard for me to get there. So I just ain't go back. And then they said some words and told me to do some things. And a couple of days later, I see the things that they told me to do and the words names that I heard them say. I heard them names at work and at school and in other places I be. So Juju, I stopped going. And some other things that I seen later on. I said, well, he's going back, he may be up and up, legit, it's free. Things that's free, we on that misconception, say things that's free, nothing's free. So you got to keep that in count. When you pay for it, you pay for what you get. So that's the scenario, the mind trickery they use on us. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm out.